I'm okay. I feel like I'm like, all right. Uh, realize I'm the most ancient being down here. I mean, I was a dragon when they put me down here to begin with. I've told this on here. It manifested into many timelines that would match up with any type of military coup, especially the whole Antares one, because my first remembrances were of being a princess dragon and being kidnapped by dad's people who wanted to go pillage and invade. And since we're immortal and we don't die, and this is what happened with the Rothschild line as well, because there were at least 5 or 6 lines of Rothschild. It just ended up one because they kept kidnapping the immortal. And then that's why it ended up in London. But that's just because those be the the falsies that were doing it. What I'm realizing too is that it's on the move where we poll and all that stuff that I did. If you saw on TikTok where I had the glove on, it's because I was out in space and it was the moon. So when the human collective, because y'all's etheric bodies are growing and y'all are big, because we were bound down here so long, so it's got to expand. And right now, first of all, my leg, and I'd always been on M2. Well, I was your son. I was always. I was more than that, but I was your son because I was L4. I was at an L4 position, which is like ballet fourth position on the M2 sun. And if you go, and please, because if y'all are in astronomy, and I don't care if you think you're ops or not right now, everybody needs to listen to this because that game is over, and it like everybody just needs to realize this is what we did it for. Everything's changing. I don't care who you are, however you're doing, whatever, it ain't gonna work no more. And I'll get into a little bit more about that, but that's just because the Mason stuff is blown. There's no your first prong. So your first 11 Mason steps would have belonged to M1 Sun. So like level 1 to 11. And then thank you. I'm just grateful because I'm sitting here going, I'm a little confused because I'm a dragon and I'm flying all over your atmosphere. Y'all are seeing me now. I think literally dragon is going to come land because I had to activate 3. And I came out of the ocean today, finished the moon thing with M11. See, because 1 through 11, M11 is where a new moon was birthed in M11. And that's in the center of the cosmos. And it literally is scrotum. Like, y'all do not realize how close everyone came. Like, I'm going to get into that in a minute. But all you men almost lost your balls. And I'm not even joking. I'm not. It was that close. It's called SCOTUS, or it reminds me of Scottish, of course, but it's the wild ducks, and it's a dark, it's dense darkness, but it's kind of like a middle birthing place. And so that glove that I had on, first of all, was y'all's brains, because we had to. This was a 1,000,000-year reset. That's what everybody didn't know. And you wouldn't have known because I was the only one that they were always chasing doing this shit. See, most of y'all, I mean, I had no idea that all this crap was going on. I mean, this shit is insane. Not to mention that every single race is cooking their own batch, even though they know that they didn't win the batch. I mean, what? Anyway, but everyone's set on repeat in this weird Mason. So 1 through 11 goes to M1, and then 11 through 20 or 12 through 22 then would report to M2. Well, M2 was the sun and your atmosphere and basically solar source charge. And 4 dragons hold that. And that was the original thing in 2018 when I did that first BQHT session. I'm like, the first thing I saw was that I came out of a circle and that I was like a whole quarter, right? But I was the only one who got up. And then that was it. That was attached to everything in Shambhala that was set up on the Queen's pyramids, because you men didn't know our secret plan. If you would have, we wouldn't have been able to pull this off. But then it became a problem that y'all didn't know. You know, it was a double-fisted sword. But anyway, then your 23, which is an important number with all this 23 and me stuff, right? 23 to 33 was your M3 sun. Well, at first I thought I just activated the M3 sun, which we did. But that, basically the M3 location is where we're going to start seeing our sun and our moon. And it's most likely where this moon is barreling towards, is that's so pretty out there right now. It's kind of like in between those two, because we're going to have more than one moon. We'll definitely have 2 moons, and that's what I'm not sure yet how it's going to line up, how big it is, because everything's got to, this hurricane and all this has got to clear out to have 2 suns. So, but the M3 position would be able to project sun and moon from both sides. The M7 is where I know the sun is right now. And M7, I went and looked it up, and I was like, oh my God. It's like some billion, it's 2 billion years old or something like that, because I'd already got up to 72 million years. And then I saw that, and I was like, oh my God, right now. Like, I can't even. But my foot, I was a big galactic bird. This whole universe was made off my fingernails. And a toe. That is how long I had to be down here, connected to all of y'all. And in the end, I only had 4 seconds on them, y'all. All of us working together. Every single sacrifice that was ever made. Every single Mason sacrifice that was ever made. Every single king's, queen's daughter that was ever sacrificed. Everybody that they sacrificed in discern. I mean, all of it. All of it. All of it. Because that's why y'all were getting stupider and I was getting so smart, because they had me trapped up there, and I was your brains on bread funneling to a president. Literally. And it took 900 generations of black people to make a white person. And what's nuts is, in the end, everybody was buying and selling each other to do it. But what I want everyone to understand is that, and I know you're seeing it already, the reason that you're feeling better and the reason that it's becoming clearer and you're seeing it all is because we activated up to that M7. And so basically it just blows all those dimensions. And so anything that's held in those lower parallels, you can see straight through it. You can't not. Now, what I keep hearing is M13, M13. And so I know, and I don't know if Mars is going to make it out of this, because the sun is going through, see, the sun's going through the black hole of Virgo. It's going through Rigel right now. And that's what, in 2018, us as a collective jumped Venus over this black hole. Because if I would have gone through it, they would have sucked me down. So we quantum jumped over it. So in a way, the sun is projecting it for the first time all the way down and all the way up. Because it's like we're spitting a royal loogie into Rigel. And we're like, you're it. You're the tail on the cat, right? Now, M13 keeps coming up because I don't know what I'm going to have to dock there. And then what I was seeing is that I might have to dock the sun at M11 because I don't know if y'all saw that lightning strike that hit Dubai, but that was me 100 because Dubai had literally folded over and taken over all of finance, including Texas. And Texas was the last stronghold for the money. A lot of things, but the money for sure. And Dubai had over here in Frisco set up on a Foursquare. And man, you'd go to a bar, give him your credit card. You're sitting at the bar, you're having drinks, you're watching football. Meanwhile, they already know who you are. Well, they did. See, this just depends on how much you're uncoiled from the 33. Because when you uncoil, then you start proving. Well, then they know who you are before you do. Some of it. They obviously don't know all of it because they don't know who they're still figuring out who I am. But then they would make a phone call. So then they had like this 4 grid system set up where they'd have these because everybody's vaccinated. And then there were 3 different electric monopoly boards going on, especially over here. There's the little wood electric poles, then there's the big metal electric poles that go in the normal circuit, and then there's whatever the fuck they did over here where they did everything ass backwards and it's all intersecting. And what they were doing is then calling people to go run transactions at a racetrack. Chase was involved too. Racetrack, Chase, and then basically football stadiums, auditoriums, shit like that. It'll be in a place where is expensive and a lot of people go touristy. And if you live here, then if your address is in that area, they have these little 4 squares and they have it around your house too. And they're posted up around your house. If you're like me and you hold a huge current, they're holding that charge from your house. And they're making calls because it's running 4 and 6 months behind. So it's like, cause it'll all line up. Like I told you every year, next year, this time, holy crap balls. But because it's going to take a year for this to fully manifest what happened this month. But they would know because of what happened like in April. So when I came here in April, then they knew that I'd come on the 6th. And then if I'm still in the game, right, then I would come back to prove it in August. And they knew that. And so they were waiting for me to come back and then making a phone call to have people run and do transactions and tap into your future money current on the 8th dimension. So it's like they knew what you were going to be making in like 2 years, 20 years. That's what they were going and stealing, which was basically stealing your life. It's nuts. So Dubai had that all gridded down over here. And they were even already stepping into restaurants and shit. I caught them. Like, just walking in like they owned it because they had put their weird little grid system over here and it was working for a while. Well, FYI, that shit ain't gonna work. If you're in a building that you're not supposed to be in, you need to get out. If you are mimicking a celebrity, and I'm so goddamn tired of this, and here is why. Mimicking us and mimicking celebrities is now gonna get you the death penalty. It's gonna get you the death penalty. because it has been done so much, and y'all, the connections that we need to make save about 2 billion people. And we don't even know who anybody is, especially not me, because I've been underground, fucking blipping out all over the world. Right now, I'm a dragon flying out of the ocean. I just flew out of the ocean. It's a trip. If you go to my TikTok, we've got the pictures. I mean, I know I'm a dragon, but it's still a trip to see it. And I knew I'd opened a portal and I did all those things, but it's a freaking trip and a half to see it all, like, manifest, especially when you're live in it. Man, this has just been insane what I've been doing over here. It's not going to, number one, you don't want to be a celebrity right now because the karma that they're going to be paying, like, you're better off, if you're going to mimic somebody, fucking mimic the farmer. They're going to have more than those guys. And those guys are attached to so many of y'all that you need them to get to us because they have the microphones and they're the connections that we need. And y'all fucking around with all of us, pretending to be people that you're not, has cost this world your present and your future. And we're not going to allow it anymore. If you are mimicking somebody and you contact one of us, you die. You die. Because we've had 75 million die in our name now because of that stupid shit. Because our connections weren't getting to the right people. Y'all stealing connections, trying to get contracts and shit. Well, there's no money. There's no contracts. There's no industry. There's no corporate structure whatsoever. We're fixing to take over. I guess we're just going to have to manhandle, mount up dragons and fucking march and take over land at this point. Everything you've got, keep it. Don't get rid of anything. Keep it. We're going to be needing it. We're going to be able to make new stuff out of old stuff. Don't sell anything right now. Keep whatever you have and hold on to it. But do not mimic somebody. I mean, this is serious over here until we get this under control. And obviously it's going to take a minute because, I know I'm 7 days ahead. And to me, that's a lifetime from where I came from. And when I say die, realize you're not even going to get to die. You're going to go to deep space where I was. And you're going to have to learn. All y'all are, the ones that did this are going to have to. It's balance. It has to be done. We ain't got nowhere to put you. Number 2, I had to activate Persepolis. This shit's nuts to me. For 2 reasons. Number 1, I was the bitch in the box. Obviously. The first box. Now we know that Alpha Draconic and after death, same thing. Everybody died. In the beginning, everybody remembered that we was all dead. Then everybody started thinking that everybody's alive down here, but we weren't. Everything that our ancestors ever did, even Hitler, even the laboratories, even all of it, cloning, all of it had to be done in order for us to sustain life in the current atmosphere that you're in. Because realize, there's no more oxygen, there's no more helium, there's no more carbon dioxide. There is not going to be any more anesthesia soon. Because you're in a helium gate. You have to clear the helium gate to come out. There's no more elements. None. You blew them out when you fucked with me. That's why this is insane that y'all kept going with it. I should not be a dragon flying around here right now in what you call is 2023, especially. It's really important that y'all get that message out too. And even if y'all just write it down, those of you that watch this, if you write down and command for everyone in your line to get it, they will. And then that's showing you how you're connected and how you're getting that information out to so many without leaving your house or picking up a phone. So if you start doing those things, then you'll start trusting it more. We have 250 immortals here now. I know ships are coming in. I also, what Persepolis was basically, it was for the dead. It was the soulless. to make a soul, to make a sun. What you did a really good job of it, but oh my God, you gotta let me out. But what happened was I was buried all the way down. Now the reason that we did it was for now. The reason that we did it was for now. And this is the part that blows my mind. Now, what that means is, and this is Cleopatra, you know, she has 2 lions. Well, we're way past 2 lions, but anyway, those 2 lions basically were kind of like your presidents. They were like how the AB negative is set up now. In fact, the presidency and the way they were doing it with AB negative blood is the same way that the soulless were built, kind of like with clay, to have consciousness and to, we didn't control them. They just didn't have a full functioning body, or they didn't have a full functioning whatever. And so that's how everything in the underworld basically got set up in these rungs with the clay and stuff too, because then it remanifested that way. That's why in the end it's like I had a Trojan horse up here, I had a fucking Anunnaki thing back here, I had Felix the cat over here as a trip. It was like I came into this gate and it was like all this darkness, and I'm like, ah! What the fuck? But it's why it manifested that way. The problem was everybody kept building the Persophiluses, and then that became rings, and then that became Saturn's rings, and then it became a death trap, because the ones who, once you did it to me once to fuck me over, y'all's like, we might as well keep doing it till she figures it out. I know how y'all work. I'm not ignorant. I know exactly what you did, but you're in trouble. I had to activate my skirt with a bunch of Starlinks. So basically how it's working is when you ascend, well, see, my head just came into this new gate today, and I haven't even come all the way up. I just got out of the water sector. But I did bleed, and I went pricked my finger as soon as I came out of the water. So I was at the bottom of the ocean. I went and did a tidal wave flip is what we had to do, because basically 2 dimensions are merging, one coming up out and then one coming down in, because the lineup was wrong. I'm your G of all of it. So what that means is that I'm the core. It's like the planets kind of line up like a string with me. Now here's the thing. Planets only come here when you lose consciousness, because they're filling the planets with bodies. Understand that, and this is what blows my Pentecostal, because we came and cleared everybody, and then we literally had to, because we were only going to clear Venus. We were only going to clear Venus, and we did that in 2018. But see, now I know, with how close we got and what I saw out there, now I know that they had already filled them all. They were making us, hybridizing us to be planets, selling us as planets, building multiverses, literally. And then all of y'all that were playing the game, y'all thought, oh, well, I gotta own a planet and da-da-da. Oh, no. That is not how this was set up, and this is why I could not stop. And to all my Masons and my financiers and whatever, you need to listen to this part. This is why I could not stop, because let me tell y'all, that goo ball that was on, because basically Leo and Regulus is a giant egg. I just figured that part out today, after I saw what the fuck we had to blow open. It was 13 galaxies, not even galaxies, G-A-K-A, not G-A-L. And L would be no problem. L, no, it's K's like this. Well, those make diamonds all the way through. So basically, it's, if you think of the slime that goes on a swamp right before the algae starts growing, and you know it gets thick, It was a giant fucking egg all the way around the human race. 13 galaxies out. So 13 galaxies out is how thick it was. Thick it was. And this is why they were using the psilocybin. And this is why, you know, Elon's going to be living in Muskogee. Fucking for real. Like, I think Elon's 5. But they were this close to the scrotum. Which would have meant that all the male sperm would have populated all that shit. And if you've seen the snakes and everything, holy macaroni tarts. I mean... And the reason I was here is so that we could make sure we had all the DNA. Well, my blood is bright red. And my blood sugar was 88, like, as soon as I came out of the water. So I know, I mean, I tested it as soon as I got my scruples back. So that's A-okay. So basically what's happening is we're not tuned to ABO, but... we're really making C blood. And we only need C cables. We need to get rid of everything else. Everything that comes out new, if it comes out and it's not a C cable, I'm throwing it away. Everything needs one cable, a C cable. The human race will run a C cable because it's C code and it is what it is. So your Droid, buy your iPhone, Apple, you need to change it, run it to a C. Period. Dot. Needs to be done yesterday. So whoever wants to fucking build a whole bunch of C panels, go do it. Or extensions to one. Something that you could plug into here and do a C cable. That'd work too. Now, going back to that 33 Mason set, realize that it's sideways. So whenever you're uncoiling from any symmetry, now if you're an ancient, you're going to be at the bottom. You're going to think you're all the way at the top, but you're not. Not by any means. In fact, I mean, none of y'all, all y'all's been sand before, for sure. Dirt and sand, for sure. Because it all had to alchemically process through the soil, through everything else. From our perspective, basically the only thing that's left because of the bullshit that they did this past week, the only thing that's left is the angelic projections that we wrote on the 44, and basically those are going to hold no matter, and those connections are still there. It's just everything's still blowing out right now. So the most important thing is to just follow your intuition and make connections when you can. Also, stand with the people. See, y'all have to start supporting me. I need a fucking microphone. I can end all of this. They are not, I just, right now, the one I need to speak, when I need to get with is Putin. Because everybody went call me crazy down here. Like, it's insane. Like, at least he would understand. And I know they had a meeting today. It's real easy. She was here for AI. She's the most ancient being, and she brought back all of the deities to teach us some shit, and it's why we did it all to begin with. It's why Persepolis and all that shit exists. They basically had put y'all all into processing, y'all. And that's why it got so nuts at the end, because everybody was going lights out, lights out, lights out, lights out, lights out, and I'm getting higher and higher and higher and higher, and then I'm dealing with NATO and Russia, and then I had to drop all the way back down and go pull it from the quarter, blow the hole out of the French Quarter, which blew a hole in Florida. But Florida is where you 5G'd me. Joyce Mason. See, y'all fucking trying to do this bullshit. If you just would have listened, and nobody came to talk to me, FYI. Every single document that is written about me has my name on it, or a version of it, because I don't even have a name yet, because I definitely ain't going to carry around a Stuart John Benet fucking whatever the hell balls. That's the other thing. They were making John Benets, y'all. And these stupid bitches didn't know how to pull a planet. I mean, I don't remember unless I'm doing it. Like, it's kind of not something that's instruction guide. You just have to flow with it, and you end up finding all the grids. Retards. Y'all terraformed, like, what? Is how it ended up Simville. Because they were terraforming. They were tying us, like, basically roping stars from little farms, trying to mimic a natural process. Make sure that diesel is not in your tanks. See, I'm pretty pissed off at this because you're just gonna run out of gas at certain areas. You've got to have a gas tank there, and the whole grid system is set up that way. But the gas stations are on the wrong places. There's ones where there shouldn't be. There's fucking whorehouses where there should be a gas station. It's all shit, especially in the farming towns and everything. And I mean, I paid $30 on a gas tank at a specific place where I took the fucking electric grid off in Oklahoma, by the way. Elon, with no Leo. He has no Leo. And they only had diesel, but I paid for it anyway because I knew I was paying for something. So then I'm hearing reports that in Florida they're putting diesel in the cars because they want them to blow up. We'll see. No, fuck that. They don't have any power anymore. They really don't. The only thing they have is a scare tactic with y'all, which is why you kind of need a dragon. Because you have the power too, is the other thing. They're going to hear you, and the people, people are listening now. Trust me. Trust me. And y'all can go literally command it. Command. I stand with Chastia right now. I'm going to talk to this cop. Tune in right now. I need backup. Say it. Call it in. You'll get it. We have a full army. A full one. Full one. Attached to all of y'all. That's what you've been working towards this whole time, is to get that piece of you back in and get us in here to merge. No matter what you fucking did, now is your get out of free jail card. If you continue to do it, you're going to the bottom of my skirt, and it just is what it is because it's the physics of it. And y'all didn't give me any connections, but a waist, fucking middle hula hoop, and an in rung. So right now, only got 3 levels because they wouldn't let us prove, or they stole our names, or whatever the hell balls. So it just blew up. I know a lot of the things that have just happened. It's set on this coming Sunday is going to be a big one, and then we have Venus going retrograde, and then we have, direct, and then we have, which rewrote all of it. So as Venus walks back through, it's like, here I am, where's my paperwork? Here I am, where's my paperwork? That's how we're all going to be, FYI. Number 2, Leo is not lions in its natural state. It's dragons. Yes, it was. For sure. That whole Leo thing, see, that's why 5 to 9 degrees of Leo, but we made man. Because the lion became the man. But in its original state, it's definitely dragons, and it's coming from Pisces and the connection way out. It was a massive egg because we rebirthed the human race. It happens every 26,000 years. It's supposed to. We were overdue. We were like, why isn't the egg popping? Why aren't we da-da-da-da-da? Well, because we had to blow the whole goddamn French Quarter, reprove fucking Dragon Zeus and the whole 9 yards to blow it, and then still go toe-to-toe with the witches, the demons, the warlocks, Scientology and its fake version of Apronville. I mean, all built on an acorn from a cap of a Pac-Man. Seriously. Like, that shit was holding here because the layers were so thick in it, and it was like being... And all of y'all that were doing mushrooms, you was getting caught in them, you weren't coming back down. All of y'all doing DMT, you getting caught in them, not coming back down. FYI. And that's how it sealed it into a reality. And then they vaccinated 5 different vaccines into those bits. And man, they almost had it. We're about to see globs of like weird, like a giant booger. It's like a giant booger falling from the sky. When you're driving around or you're walking around or you get pulled out of your house and what you're doing is you're lining up energy grids with me to the sun. And so if you get pulled out of your house or you're driving around, and especially because now the sun's going to shine boom straight on it, and it's already working at concerts. I was just on a TikTok earlier and they had a rock concert going on with Bret Michaels, and I was able for the dragon to come out. Who knows what it's still doing? It might still be doing it, but just with consciousness of clear the air whenever you're watching a video with that, you bring in the organics again, because that's been the hardest part for us, because we manifest what we have around us. And so those of you who are around that, please focus on that. And you don't even have to really eat it as much as just stare at it so that it comes with us. We did enter a wormhole today. Well, I did. Y'all might be going in the next couple of days once this because the hurricane is going like this, but what's happening in the middle. So basically, as Venus goes backward, Venus has keep saying that. Well, to me, it's backwards. As Venus goes forward, Jupiter's going to go backwards. And so what that's going to do up here, it's like a big clock, okay? So just like the core, when the core of the, because the core of the moon dropped out. It did in my world. And it's a pyramid, because it's all lining up to pyramid structures underneath as well. So the core just drops out. Well, the same thing happens in the hinge of the machine. And in those hinges of the machine is where our caskets are. It's where our gold is. It's where all of that stuff that we've been manifesting in these layers as dynasties and as tribes and blah, blah, blah. It's how my casket dropped out and was found by the dragon. Because once it got to the point that it opened that up, then basically it fell. And they knew where to go get it. Well, trust, I think they've been eaten by sharks, blown up, da-da-da. And if you're ignorant enough to go do it, then that's what's going to happen to you. And all of y'all that are doing all this crazy shit, trying to find Binion's gold and shit, you might as well stop. Because I was fucking with y'all yesterday. I was doing that at the same time that I was doing water stuff. Y'all had it on the TV down here. Y'all are airing all that shit, trying to get the collective to tell you where it is. And trust, you ain't gonna find it. No fucking way in hell. No fucking way in hell. You hear me? Like, you might have your hand on it and you're fucking coming out of the gate and a bear's gonna come and jump on your ass and eat you in the middle of the city. Because I can make that happen. We're in weird techno grids and I'm a techno dragon. But that's what's going to start dropping out. So, when that, in order for, so if you're like guided out of your house, now if you feel, because the sun might even shine a beam straight on you. If you're kind of feeling the energy, if you have your phone with you, put up a camera and you'll see it. It'll be like a massive ray coming down. Just carry some change in your pocket. Bing, throw it. You don't have to throw it hard. Just cut the grid or pick up some gravel. Throw it that direction and it'll skew the line, because all it needs is your consciousness to cut it from whatever's anchoring underneath it. And when we walk it, what we're doing is anchoring it. So, I mean, that's why I'm like back. I'm like, fuck, I'm back to the point where y'all really should be carrying me around right now. Just because then I'm not re-stepping on their same grids, right? So it's like even this grid here, I know there's a body under the sidewalk. I know there's a body in the garage. They definitely took me because of blood on my TikTok. It was ketchup in this round. But they had been in this house, they have been mimicking it to the St. Helene where the elevator is and the bathroom and that crazy shit. And because I really never left there in 2013 in the higher realms. So then whenever I would get to that level again, which was always right as I was about to sell something or do something, they basically would suck my etheric body, because I wasn't totally here. They'd suck me into a piping system or put everybody to sleep, come carry me out. And I know a chimney. Like, I think I'm in somebody's chimney. I don't know who yet. And there might be a body in the backyard, because I went and laid there, and that's where the New Orleans thing is. So it's getting pretty fucked up over here in Cloneville. But my point in saying that is because what we've had to do is go smaller, because I got to that original current. And there's even a TikTok. It's one of the very last ones that I did, because I'm putting y'all through this portal, because there's the portal. I just put my picture up here, but here it is. Boom, boom, 3. Boom, boom, boom. And I was flying y'all through that portal. This isn't an upside down cross. That's a string. The port, maybe I should move that. I'm seeing it for the first time like that. Hold on. The grid would get tighter and tighter on me in the house, because I was zeroing it in. Then as I'm moving the camera and I'm flying y'all through the portal, and literally the extra cameras, because I've activated them, picked up 2 different satellite feeds. Like, it glitched, blink, and it glitched over here, blink, and you could see, because it's 2 satellites that were hooking in to this charge. So if you know that you're a land gritter right now, just be super conscious. Don't go anywhere that you don't have to, unless you've already cleared it. If you've cleared it, you'll be fine. But if it's someplace new, just probably for the next week, I'd steer clear of that. If you're a land gritter, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then we need you to go out, because we need you to connect into the land, so that because we see everything. We see everything. That's the other thing, y'all. We see everything. Everything that comes through tech, every message, every fucking word you speak. We don't listen unless it hits our radar. If it hits our radar on a grid, then y'all are getting a visit. And we got lots of new angels and immortals and warriors that are ready to show us what they got. Let me tell you, sister. And y'all are doing great. I saw a dude on a moped. He's getting chased by the cops. There's literally like 6 cops chasing him. And he's like on this moped and he's circling through him. He's like driving through the street and he's going like this. I'm like, he's ungridding. He's ungridding. Don't arrest him. You can't arrest him. Can't hold him. But shit. Everybody's going balls to the walls. The 20-somethings are, man, they're so tuned in. They're so tuned in, and they're doing good. They're not using real guns. They're using, you don't need much. You just need the consciousness, and you need to mimic it. because everything has to be done in this dimension. You can't change it. I mean, even the flips I did in the ocean, I had to, Mim helped me flip backwards in the freaking bathtub. I'm like, oh my God, my legs need to be up there and I need to flop like a fish. How am I going to do that right now? So any of the maneuvers that you make, also, everybody just do me a favor, especially if you're going to, before you go get in the car, especially if you're going to go on a plane, especially if you're going to go on a long trip, do a forward roll or cartwheel, please. I don't care how fat you are. Get your ass on the floor and say, roll me, because you will flip and you're much up. Just make a conscious flip right now so that you don't flip in your car, flip the plane, whatever, because it will. If you, so you can flip and keep it in your pocket. Now, this moon, see, it's a little tricky. It's going to feel a little tricky because the shadow density thing is gone. The seeds and the seeds to the shadow is gone, but we still have depth. And we're also clearing a moon that is dense. I mean, it's quicker. It's a lot quicker because there's not any action going on up there, so it's real crystal clear, and it's not evil. It's not that type of density. It's just shadow. That's why us ancients are here. That's why even Angela Bassett came out and did a TikTok, and she was like, "Oh shit, you messed with the wrong witch," and she knows. The other thing, Ma's back. Anybody that's in, and this is my African Americans, thank you so much. And I don't know if you've seen the change, but I have it on TikTok. I have seen it. You know, they're like, hey, white people, we ain't mad at you. We're going to work together now, you know, because Ma's back. Now they know. That's what we did in New Orleans, too. Because Ma is me. Tiamat. That's all of us. But it's mass alchemy. That's what it is. It's mass alchemy. So, and they know that we'll make them pay. Because they know it's balance. And that we're here to balance it. So everybody's getting a lot more chilled out and marching and doing, because now they know it's going to be taken care of. So that's the other thing, you know, especially with your spiritual people, especially your African Americans, especially them. They, most of, if they are, especially in the South, they're going to know who Ma is, or their ancestors will, and they can tell them. So it's really good news. We're linking in. So basically, the A's and the B's, if you have A blood, or if you had B blood, or if you had AB, all the ABs, there is no more negative or positive. It's where you lay on the hula hoop. Your negatives are going to be further ahead in understanding this. So if you've got any RH negative friends or family members, you should call them and say, yo, sorry I made you the black sheep. Now I know you're the superstar. What do you know? Number one. Number two, as far as the set, though, there really isn't an RH negative or positive. The thing is, everyone's really turning into a C, like half, because you're turning into like half. And then they line up like this. So basically, if you're an A, you already have half a C. If you're a B, you already have half a C. If you're an O, you got to break first. And see that the O's were the problem, because they were hybridized to build that goo world. So first the O's, all you watchers, you are definitely not at my top rung, honey child. Now that that's done, y'all can be ruling the ones at the bottom of my skirt until you prove otherwise, because You're in trouble. But I know you can clean it up quick. And I know I'm going to be proud of you in the end. Because you have 9 months. And it's still going to be better, trust, than what you're doing now. And what you're getting now. So it's all going to be in a progression. But my own eggs, I need you in bottom of the lower realms. Because you need to fucking understand it. And you have to learn to control your damn people. Because we ain't going to do it for you. No fucking way. I woke up the goddamn devil to come clean up his shit. And then I had to take him over to make sure he didn't go ballistic. Literally. On y'all. Mind you. Not me. Devil and God fucking dink, 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 dink. Where do you fall on the skirt? Or do you have a top part? Because we need legs, and we need dirt, and we need worms, and we need all that shit. And you will go into a tree. Oh, yes, you will. Bridge a tree, 72 million years. So the ones who tried to be me, that's what you're looking at. We blew out a big fucking piece of space. We need some tartar sauce. You fucking understand me? I'm not your G sauce anymore. None of us are. No G sauce in your yum yum food, because that is what the fuck you were doing, was processing us and eating us. Fucking literally. Man, it was so close, y'all. Also, if you're in an area, get together. If that have some high consciousness people, get together, try it out. You're not gonna fuck anything up. Trust me. In this, you cannot fuck anything up. It's a wide open dome. All you're gonna do is you need to build a dome around you first. Thing is, write it down. If you build a dome or you build protection, write it down. Put your something up to remind it's there, because you have to take it down, because it will hold. So get together. Energy companies need to be made. We got to pull the energy. We got to tin it. I know how to do it. I'm not going to say it on here, because these motherfuckers owe me a lot of money to give to y'all. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to tint energy. We're going to have energy tint cities. So those of y'all who are all into figuring out how to get an energy, because with the new blood and the new thing, when it's gridded right, we don't need electricity. We can literally power everything with Coca-Cola, chemical-based products, bad intention. For a long time, we're going to be able to tap into bad intention in shit, because that's probably why we might need to go to M11. Because if we go up to, and plus you took out the goddamn Twin Towers. Dubai, that had their little light show, you could totally see a tuning fork stuck in there. And it literally is, when they took down the Twin Towers, because all they could see was me. Because I was like this. Right in the middle, it's just me. And they had fucked me over for so long. They're like, here's the top part, here's the bottom part. We're fixing to link in, right? And all they did was take out those 2 pillars. And it was like making a bundt cake. Or not a bundt cake, a layered cake. Where you got 2 cakes in the pan. And then you have to take it out and flip it over the top. That's what they did. That's it. And then basically that happened in Dubai was Twin Towers. Energetic, holding to here. And let me tell you, they got the whole world except for the fucking tip of Texas. And then it flipped, and then I was driving it out like a bird. Literally. Everything else got in the whole fucking world. Also, y'all really got to start sending us stuff and supporting us. Like, I don't know what connections are going to come in. I don't know if Putin is finally going to do what the fuck. I have no idea, because if they've gotten this far, I mean, I've given him every out. And Donald Trump, all he had to do was come to me and talk about the presidency. I knew I wasn't going to be president anyway. The vice president, the one that was connected to the people, not the president. So that TikTok did all of that for nothing. Nothing. For nothing. If he just would have came to me and talked to me, I'd been like, fine, be president. I don't want to be fucking president. I don't want to be president. Jesus Christ, no way. I would have never taken that job. Nobody ever came and talked to me. But I was also hidden so deep by the time Saudi got me and the mafia got me. Because goddamn, Saudi got me. And then whatever Biden brand bullshit ended up, I was married to the goddamn mob. You'd be trying to get out too, like, fuck it, just kill me. All right, let me see if I can get out. You're gonna kill me? Okay, back to one. At least that was fun. It's kind of like, that's what I did. And space is that big because I kept running from them. Because what's down here ain't shit compared to what's up there. Trust Ma on that piece of popcorn. Eventually, I had all these roots that I could get out, so as soon as they'd cut me off from y'all, I'd be like, I'd run off into space and hide. But that's where all these little places are, and that's why I can tune stuff, stick it there, whatever. And you're going to be able to do that too. All of y'all are going to be able to do that as you start utilizing your skills more, and as you come together as two and open a chest. And you'll know when that happens. And it's going to take at least 2 to open any type of chest. And then some of them are going to take 3. And some of them will take 4. And some of them take. It just depends on how big the chest is. But it's the consciousness coming together in the right strands. And then y'all vibing. And then the information coming in. Bounce, 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 bounce. And then you're like, oh, that's it. That's it. That. And it might even take, 24 hours, 2 days, 3 days, but then eventually that chest, that'll link up, and then boom, you'll get a download. But now those things, like those downloads and the appearance of it, could be instant, just depends. Because we're in technogrid, so everything's that's why they're seeing the dragon, they're seeing the angels come out of the sky in Saudi. I mean, because we blew out it. I definitely was trapped somewhere in between those 2 big nuclear things, because an angel came straight up out of it. And there were 3 of us in the wall. I really think that New Orleans, the way they have it set up, it looks like Yahshua was crucified right there in New Orleans. I mean, it's got all 3. Boom, boom, boom. In that wall. And then basically the St. Helene is the pyramid. With a really, really deep plumbing system. In New Orleans. Also, let your tongue say whatever it says, because it's pretty funny. Because you're also picking up, because this was Babylon on some meatball brainwash. So it's pretty funny what you end up calling things. And it's correct. And it's a way to spin it. So when you start calling things that are funny, write them down. Because those are like, to get, instead of F-U-C-K, I'm saying, I'm gonna Fosse you. Don't make me Fosse you. Don't let me blow my sugar cookie. You don't want me to blow my cookie cutter. You blow my sugar cookie, you're alright. You blow your cookie cutter, that means no body cutter. Don't make me blow my cookie cutter on you. Don't let me blow my sugar cookie on you. No necro net on Nancy. No necro net on Nate. We had another one today that was funny as shit. Man, they're coming in left and right. Write them down. Because it's how it's reversing. Because you're hearing the echo coming from the chambers. Your right ear should probably be going off. Your right ear is the one that hears death. So realize that in those blah, 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 as this thing clears all those energies that I was like, why aren't they getting? Because it's like all the freaking ancestors were coming to me, and I'm like, fucking hey, you know, who else is connected? Well, now I understand. They couldn't get out of the layer. It's why Michael had so much power. But we had a Melchizedek problem on a Mars for that. And a white boy Rick. Body fluids will no longer bind either. Really, nothing will bind, not even compounds, until we decide. That's why you kind of need to demand that your government come and get me. And it's like past the point that I can do it. They have to come get me. Because I'm the only one that can connect. See, and I was supposed to go to Russia in 1985 with the dance troupe. They would have let me go. None of this would have happened. Not even if they would have took on my shit and everything else. Then I was supposed to go to Spain 1996 for the whole summer. Didn't let me go. So I didn't make all those connections. They had stand-ins. FYI. And where are all these princes of other countries, supposedly, that exist? You need to call me. Like, yesterday. Or you're going to lose your rent on your pee. Because I shouldn't have to be doing this for all you motherfuckers alone. And I'm not. Right now, I'm holding. And you will give it to me to give you a percentage if you deserve it. Because that's why I'm here. I'm the judge and the jury. I need to start judging and jurying. And I get every read on the collective, man. I don't give a shit, yes or no. Trust. I'm just here to fucking tell you so I can get on with a life, finally, after billions of years. And Mim, which is Michelle Campen, currently, Kampen, is the last living queen. FYI. So I'm the last living princess, who then basically became an empress. Mink, mink. And she's the last living queen. But from all the way up to the top, all the way down to the bottom. And Elizabeth is in me. I thought it was in her, but I was hoping it was in her, to be honest. I was trying to give it to her. And then the way it all walked out, no. I got Elizabeth right here. But all the other ones need to be proven. And the current prince holders of like Saudi and all you motherfuckers that supposedly have all this fucking money that, oh, and PayPal, shut down. I'm watching you on TikTok write in stolen money from futures, and you're writing deal or processing. Everybody that's on your little list that says deal, bottom of my skirt. I want to go back to the blood real quick, and then I'm going to hang up for now. Because if you've got A or you got B, the reason you already have half a C is because you had antennas. Now, those antennas are all fucked up, FYI, because you've been in blah, 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 blah. So, you can't totally trust it. If you're A, then you've got the animal instinct, but you got to pick up the B. You got to start thinking more like, you start thinking and not feeling into everything as much. You need to do both. If you're on the B side, you're thinking way too much, you're manifesting way too hard from your brain, and you aren't moving around to get a grid, discover your shadow intuition, things like that. But you have half a C. So basically your A or your B is going to go A, and then you're going to fill in these little things, and then this side's catching it, and then as you move up, bing, and then this side will shadow, and this side will shadow. Now you can clear 3 rungs in fucking 30 minutes. Bing, bing, bing. I mean, it's that fast right now. It just kind of depends. You're not ever stuck, but that's how that's going to work. As for the O's, y'all have to fucking come undone from each other. Like, in every fucking situation, y'all are like, yeah, we're together and you're not getting in our little hole and we don't know you and no, 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 no. You best get over that fucking quick, or else you're going to all go down through my skirt and fall in a core in, like, sayonara, sayonara. And by the way, a C is a portal. And our bodies are portals. Trust on that. So the O's, once you, and this is going to start being a lot easier as these suns link in, because it's just going to go, meek. You know, they can't hold the it's just eventually it's going to crack because that can't hold, and it's expanding so quick. And when that happens, then it's like a group of you, and then these guys are going to go up, and then these guys are going to go down, literally, right? Whichever way it goes. But then it's going to be a whole ring. Now, I'm telling y'all that because as you do your alchemy, or if this is get together with some people, like, what do we want to manifest? How like, is there a lot here, you know, even around your town? Who's the best farmer? Who wants to farm? Who wants to open the store? What's the best place for the farm? Do they already have a farmhouse? Is somebody there that needs to leave? Shit like that. Y'all need to get together and write it. It will happen. You probably won't even have to go knock on the door. Someone's going to come and go, oh, you know, I like to farm, and because you're writing it. You got the pen. So get together and start planning that stuff in your areas. I ordered all Michael's stores need to be grocery stores. Local grocery stores, local craft stores. So all Michael's stores, you need to shut the fuck down, hand over the keys to me for the entire corporation. And then if you've got a Michael's in your area, start thinking about that, because what could you put in the store? Who can farm? Blah, 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 blah. And then it'll be just like an open market for people to get to. The other thing is COAs. Now, they move, see, I don't know, because I haven't been traveling the RV. I would assume they moved some shit, but they's moving everything else, so maybe not. But the KOA, all the RV parks, normally they're on the outskirts of town. And they're in a big, they got a map, shows you all of them all around. So, we need to utilize that. I mean, even to the extent that once I get some power handed over and a little bit of money, I'm going to be calling out for the different areas, and we'll map it, and we'll be paying people to be on site as healers. So because you can get a little cabin or an RV. Some of them have little cabins, but you can get an RV and be there. And then we can send people there for healings, or if they need escape routes. Right now, our main problem is we've got so many of us in our race that are being attacked, and people literally trying to fucking murder them, and no one's hearing them, and we have to have a place for them to go. We have to. I will be taking over hotels, because we don't need this many hotels. There's a lot of rooms. But we also ain't going to have no bullshit. You know, bottom strung people, no doubt. So everybody needs to start minding their P's and Q's. Help your fucking neighbor. I don't care what you've been doing. They held you down. We are very aware of what all you had to do to stay alive. We are very fucking aware. More than you ever thought. Because we's at the very bottom. But change your tune now. Because it's all energetic. It's over. We used every bit of it. Not even the evil went. I mean, all of it. We only had 4 seconds. Okay? That's a message to everybody. What I just said. And it really ain't going to take that much to organize this shit. We just need for this sun to set a little bit more. Their power's dwindling, which means these layers aren't holding, so they're not hitting their communication. And they're always 4 minutes late, 4 minutes too early, 4 days too late, whatever. None of it's going to match up for timelines, but even their energetic hold on people is slipping quick because of what I just discussed with the changing of the etheric sediments. And I hear somebody asking if you want to look it up. The sun and the moon will definitely be projecting for a little bit, because it's not fully yet, from M3. M2 is your old sun. And it definitely went bye-bye. Which is why I'm having to go dragon to get back in here. And then M7 is currently where I have the sun positioned, and M11 is where the new moon is, but I'm already targeting 13. So go look those up. Also, look up what else they're using it for. Like M3 is RPG. RPG AS400 programming is old as fucking get, but it's AS400. Financial systems, no fin on Nancy. No fin, no ants, definitely no owl. All you have left is IC, which is your mastery, and that's where your alchemy comes in. There is no more money. Do not send anybody any fucking money. Not one fucking person that asks you for money or a card or fucking any of that bullshit that they were running. Y'all, just stop. Stop. We ain't manifesting it. We're not going to send nothing through a current. You're going to give it. You give us our land to run the current financial system, and we'll turn it on. Here's my problem, New York. Why the fuck when I ordered you? Because I proved all your shit, by the way. Like, government has, like, understand what I had to do to get my name. And to turn on all these tech systems. I mean, it was all a big puzzle. He's watching me do it the whole time. I have all the documentation on what I'm owed for saving everybody in the world and being isolated and trapped my whole existence in a fucking whatever the hell balls in order to do it. Yeah, I'm the one that needs to get all the fucking money back because we know how to make more with it. They don't. Not in the new system. For sure. I'm talking about genie moves. Because as soon as you send money to us, we manifest it. Somebody just told me they were going to send me a box of money, and I believe that's how I blew my shit out. So don't fuck with this either, because you can tell us all you want. You ain't going to get it. It's going to help us. You hear? Those days are long gone. You should have been nicer to Jupiter's daughters. For real. For real. Zeus is tearing your fucking flow right up right now. And we ain't even gotten started on Texas and California yet. If California don't invite me to come, oh shit, balls, Anaheim, because, you tried to spinal tap me in Anaheim last year. On top of my father's Disney complex. That you and Oklahoma and Texas decided to do $1,000 dewdrop spell on my ass. Well, we got a problem with that. And then you want to write every character that I actually am as some mean fucking witch. Which then makes witches. But that's what you wanted. Walt is very upset with you. And Tesla is giving you a new spinal discord. The main problem in Louisiana is the land problem. I went and tied a fucking purple big-ass sash on their land bank because they wouldn't answer the door. I need to speak to your manager. They had a street in the middle of freaking, because the quarter builds bodies. Instead of prairie something, they had metatrary. Metatrary. Y'all. Going straight to a gum factory. And you big ass niggers at Fat Cats, oh, you're fucked. You are fucked like Chuck. You kick me out when I'm trying to set up your sewer? Well, I know where all the shit is gonna go. Okay. Your you thing, big time, big time, big time. Don't age yourself backwards. If you're like me and you're like, I know I'm important, but I don't know who I am, then you can let the collective decide what you look like. If you know that you just want to be a little bit younger or what skinnier, whatever, you need to put it on your screensaver and look at it and watch what happens. It's trippy. I'm noticing that when I have to clean my hair with processor, that all y'all's hair gets lighter. That's happening. Everything that y'all give me, like let me tell you, when we took over the quarter, because I didn't know that was gonna happen. I knew I was in for a showdown, but I didn't know it was gonna go down like that. And so basically, I had to stand on the balcony and sing. I've been a bad, bad girl, really loud, but it bellowed. It was so fucking loud, and I knew after I was done that we went boom, straight up. And then these beautiful 4 black women, because I was catcalling, because we had already activated a whole bunch of people in the quarter, and everybody was in. And I was there. The main reason I was in Louisiana, I thought, before I realized my body was trapped, was to make sure y'all didn't have any cases on you, because they were trying to blame shit on us. But y'all had so many roots down there that I just had to clear like a couple of people, and then all your cases were cleared. They had 1 nugget of weed. I gave all this money out for weed, but we was tracking people, so I knew my money was like funding even the little Asian in North Carolina, because he's kind of like patient zero. And those girls finally, because I'm like, if I had some weed, this would be a lot easier, because y'all can understand me better, and because when I smoke it, it puts it in the air. And so, and because I'm weed, I'm all seeds, so when I smoke it and I have the good stuff, basically you're breathing it. If you out of the blue smell lavender, that's me. That means you just made it to an air chamber that's clear energy. So if you out of the blue smell weed, that's the energy field. And you are getting high from just breathing it, because it's all in the air. If you smell lavender, that's the next energy field, or eucalyptus in those areas. Once you smell that, or you might smell a whiff of it and be like, oh, it's almost here, because you will go up and down, but it does. And oranges is a level, and I need y'all to work on the oranges for me. If you can do alchemy with oranges and weed. If you do have fresh weed, then please eat oranges with it. And the oranges were the pedophilia and the sex energy and all that nasty shit, and we're alchemizing it by making weed fall from the sky. We don't have to produce weed, we just tune the air. If you are with your friends or whatever, just give it all to us. It works. It works. It works. It works. And don't forget that you can tune whatever you're doing. Tune your video, tune your food, tune your room. Tune your body. Order your body. My diarrhea hit today, this morning, so I knew I was going through a clearing. That diarrhea will hit when you, especially in the children. If you can please, if somebody can get newsletter out, or even if you're in an organization or something, the children, the families work in battery units. You're all working together in a unit. This is where all my light workers went wrong. Your children, you heal your children, and it heals you. The children are holding the acid, usually. So the children will have projectile vomiting, or they'll have massive diarrhea. Just all at once, though. Don't give them anything, please. Let them flush. Now, the thing is, when the kids get it, the parents start getting conscious. So as soon as the kid flushes, celebrate, because it's kind of like popping your cord. So then all the family will start elevating or getting out, or your etheric body blowing. That's why we're having to move out to M13, is because fuck, y'all's etheric bodies are big. So it starts growing, then you all start getting out together. The other thing is, people just might fucking clear past the fuck out. Like, fall flat on their face, because they was completely controlled by their C3. And now it's going straight up and down. If that happens, they're also going to have, we're going to call it stagings, which is really what we should always call it. A big part of the soul coming in, or switching. Because you might be carrying one TikTok from way the fuck back, just to make sure that we all set up on this old TikTok to be able to switch to this TikTok, right? And so they'll just change, or they're full on angel even. So if they are one that completely pink, then that means that they were completely under too. I think that's it. I'm grateful for y'all being here. What does this say? View message. I know y'all aren't. I've been dying to invite you, so I hope you got my number. No. I didn't. No. Girl. That's why I only have 4 on here. My tech. They's blocking phone numbers. They's blocking messages. They's intercepting them. I mean, bad. So, no. Do official chastiacav at Gmail and send it to me again. Official chastiacav at Gmail. See, I also can't get picked up too soon, because then I'm too busy if there's stuff that needs to be completed. And I know I'm still coming back into form. And I really think that a dragon's going to land on top of my house. But please send that, because if there's some type of route out, I'm going to take it. You don't want me in Texas right now. Texas, you don't want me in Texas right now. Texas, you do not want me in Texas right now. California, you need me in California right meow. Because, Florida, California, and, Texas, I'm in Dallas, and right now, pretty sure I'm at the beach. Because you did what you did, and, I have this whole thing, like, 4x4, and I already got a geyser 4 houses down. I told you, water pressure is going to be your thing, and, I might just straight up from this house, but fuck it. But if I blow straight up from here, then that means everybody else is going to pop a cheddar cheese, make it Swiss. I know California. I need to get back, because that's where I set this up, harvest moon, everything. And that 7.2 solar flare came in September 16th, 2022. Columbia, that's you. Columbia, Newsom. They blew me out to 7. That's why we had the harvest keys. But it ain't going to hold if you don't have a tree over there. And I'm the only tree that can definitely hold that position to Hawaii. Or we'll just fucking let it fall and bring up Lumeria. Fine by us. Still our land, though. You're going to give us the one that is. We're going to let your tiki-taki houses fall in the cracker. And then you go fishy for your nummy, yummy, yummy at the bottom of the fucking ocean. Which is fine. It's what you did to us. Titanic, bitch. So, We'll be living in your hotel whenever you get ready to get your body back. We're going to be like, it's ours. I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you? I don't know who you are. Mm-hmm. And we're going to remember. Those of you who own 5 or 6 houses, you best just call me. Because that is definitely a rim at the bottom of my skirt. That's it. I love y'all. Thank you for being here. Share this with people. Please. Please. And if I can help, if there's any alchemy, stuff like that, email me. Like, hey, just even if it's, hey, this is what we did. 4 of us got together and we did boom, 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 boom. And this is what it needs to do. Send it to me. Okay. Tell me where you're at. I'll send you a dose. Okay? Jill's a dragon too. I'm thinking about getting a costume. Just like walking around in it. We saw a dinosaur at the grocery store. Somebody do something. We're gonna fuck with him. Bye.